Buying a ticket?
I don't answer questions, man.
All right. You can't stand back here unless you're buying a ticket. So
I can't stand here.
No. This is for people who are buying tickets and taking a Long Island Railroad. So
Do I have an option to buy a ticket?
Are you buying a ticket? If you want to buy a ticket, you can buy a ticket.
Where would I go to do that?
Right here.
Okay.
So are you going to buy a ticket or are you just going to stand here and record?
I'm going to do both. But first, I'm going to stand here and
give you an
record.
opportunity to...
Who are you? Are you a sergeant?
I'm not a sergeant.
So let me speak to your sergeant because your ego's coming up.
Sergeant.
I do because you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to run your ego on me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I'm requesting a supervisor.
Are you going to buy a ticket?
I answered that already. I'm requesting a supervisor.
I need you to buy a ticket. I'm not going to
I don't feel comfortable until your supervisor gets here to buy my ticket. I don't want to deal with you. I want to deal with your supervisor.
What do you need to see my supervisor for?
You made contact with me, ma'am. I'm requesting a supervisor. I don't feel comfortable because I don't feel comfortable talking to you. I answered that already. I don't want to answer the same question over and over.
Either you're going to buy a ticket or you're going to have to leave.
I would like to speak to your supervisor, please. I'm requesting your supervisor.
The police station tomorrow.
Because you're very rude.
Because I'm very rude.
Yeah. The next thing that was going to happen was the unlawful directives. That was next.
You're not buying anything.
Not right now. Right now I'm taking pictures, which I have a right to do.
All right, no problem. I'm going to get a sergeant.
I don't have a right to take pictures here?
For basic sergeant, can you respond to the ticket office, please?
You didn't even identify yourself, ma'am.
You see who I am. My name is right here.
Your name is right here? That's not a last
My name is
name.
right here.
Your last name is right here?
My name is right here.
Okay, if you say so. Is your name, are you related? Your name is right here too? I can read? How you know I can read? You're assuming that I can read. Where's the professionalism at? Where's the professionalism at? You just assume everybody can read?
This guy is not leaving. He's saying that he needs to buy a ticket. I read to him multiple times. He's requesting to speak to a sergeant. I don't know what the issue is.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm grateful.
He was just in here recording. The Long Island personnel told him to leave. He came out.
Nobody told me to leave. Nobody told me to leave.
He came out here, so I came out here to make sure he was good. And he's just recording. I told him multiple times that he needs to buy a ticket. If he's not buying a ticket, he's going to have to leave.
I'm standing off to the side, recording the
I understand,
government.
but this building's owned by Long Island Railroad. They have every right to refuse service to you and to tell you to leave the building.
Are you saying that I don't have a right to take pictures here?
You absolutely do.
Okay, as long as I'm not impeding business, right?
You understand what I'm saying, but they have the right to tell you to
Are
leave.
you? I requested to speak to a sergeant.
Yeah, no problem.
Sergeant.
Sergeant's right here.
Excuse
We're
me.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
gonna take care of that. Absolutely.
Hey, how are you? So I'm just peacefully standing on to the side, recording the government workers. I was thinking about buying a ticket, but before I bought the ticket, I'm not sure if I'm going or not. I wanted to watch these people while they work, see how they treat the customers. Same way I could watch you, I can watch them. As long as I'm not impeding business, I'm not in any restricted areas. I'm standing off to the side, quietly exercising my rights in public. So I understand they may feel uncomfortable, but that doesn't trump my rights. Because if I was praying here and they didn't like my religion, I still have the freedom of religion. You understand? So I'm exercising freedom of the press peacefully in a public area. I'm not impeding business. I'm not gathering anybody's private information. I'm literally just standing here watching my government employees in the course of their duties. I don't know. Their egos.
She said she didn't feel comfortable with him standing here just recording. She said he was standing here for a while.
Why didn't you educate her that she was a government employee and I have the First Amendment right to record? Why didn't you educate her that?
Thank you, baby.
Fortunately, that's what it is.
And that's why I requested your supervisor.
They can't be there.
Now, if I was impeding business, I was in a restricted area, granted, yes. But if I'm standing over to the side, peacefully recording, it doesn't matter how people feel. And I'm not saying, I understand they can feel uncomfortable because not everybody watches the government. Not everybody watches police. But if I'm doing it peaceful from a public area off to the side, I'm not committing a crime. That means I have a right to be here.
100%.
And they're very rude. These two, I asked them their name and badge number. Right here. This one assumes that I could read. Where's the professionalism at? What if I couldn't read? What if I was blind? That right here, your name is not right here, ma'am.
All right, have a nice day.
Look at the ego. You still can't let go of it. Be professional, be polite, especially on camera.
Anything else?
I appreciate you, Shaz. No, thank you.
I'm good.
Somebody that's educated.